Hi, my loves. Welcome. This is going to be a Ow, motherfucker. Ow, my heart chakra. Sorry, going into your energy. Ooh. Okay, I'm just going to jump in, Saggy, because dang. I got really dizzy. First of all, your meditation, I opened my eyes at 12:12 and I felt really dizzy. And then my heart chakra started hurting. And then now it's like hurting even more. Ooh, okay, so for some of you, there's a lot of forgiveness that's happening over the weekend or just this week in general. It's making it very difficult for you to. There's going to be a lot of admitting, not that you're wrong, but your side, Saggy. And some of that is hard. Or you might just even. Maybe it's not like your fault, but you're going to be able to see like where you slowed yourself down and how you were kind of like moving towards your own past based off what you were creating. Like the universe is going to show you how you got here because I think you're asking like what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Like don't for some of you it's not well, let's jump in. Let's just that's based off just your meditation, but we'll see what you feel. Let's see what the cards say. Messages for Sagittarius. See? Fuck. This one, yeah, the heart, the devil. Because in this energy, I can feel it as it being like a toxic energy or going through some pretty toxic shit. But let's see what it is. It could even just. I'm picking up on different stories. Sorry, it could just be you, kind of being angry at the universe for where you are, or being angry at God, being a little defensive, feeling like you should be somewhere else. King of Cups. Could be a Pisces, a Cancer, Scorpio in your energy or around you, or a Libra. You could be connecting with one. You could be balancing out the scales with one. Like as far as karma goes, maybe you're paying it off or they're paying it off. But somebody's definitely paying off. Remember, to me and like the way that I see it, energy is the energy. Like forgiveness is the energy of karma. Like when we're forced to forgive, we balance or when we see our reason to forgive, we balance. There's someone that you could be holding a grudge against, and I think the universe is going to show you how unfair that has been. I'm also getting that some of you are getting like a very intense pain in the back of your neck that's going to the top of your head. That's because there's so much pressure in your throat chakra. Remember that your energy rises from the bottom to the top, like the sun, right? Anyway, um, your energy rises from the bottom to the top, so it kind of, and then it moves aside like it goes into like this little circle. Remember, you're like your own personal little um black hole, I guess. That's what your chakras are. So the energy is constantly moving like this, and when it rises, when it's trying to go up and there's so much like hidden or there's so much going on in the throat chakra and the heart chakra, then all it's doing is trying to push its way up, and then it starts to get dry. It's kind of like when your car doesn't have enough oil. It's the same thing. It's like it starts to like your gears keep grinding up against each other, and it's very very hard to move them. That's what happens to your chakras when there's not enough flow, when everything gets stuck. There could be a conversation that you need to have with someone, or maybe somebody's going to show you how like your side of the story isn't necessarily the right one. Like it feels like somebody's going to be like, yo, like hear me out. Yes, it was like that, but then it was also like this. And I feel like it's going to stop the confusion that you've been feeling. The Seven of Cups with the Page of Wands, whatever this conversation is, it's going to bring up a lot of clarity for you. I feel like there's a situation that you're afraid of repeating, and I think you're realizing that those are your mistakes, right? And so I feel like anything that's past from the past, you want to run away from, and you're trying to run to all new everything, kind of believing that, like the fool drops everything and leaves, but he does carry around that little tiny bag, a very light load, right? And so I think that's what you're trying to do, Saggy. You're trying to drop it kind of and then leave. I just feel like this isn't going to be something that it's not going to be easy to just walk away from. This was a very like intense ending, and maybe in order for you to move on to like the next phase of your life, you have to understand that part of it was on you. I feel like I'm reading for someone that has a lot of like a really hard time with accountability. Like this conversation is going to clear up a lot of things, but it could bring it to an end. Doesn't mean that you guys are going to get back together. Remember, Mercury retrograde is mostly like it's a planet of communication. So it's so easy for us to avoid not talking about our things when it's going direct. But when it's retrograde, it makes us think about it over and over and over and over and over again. And then we feel like I have to communicate this, I have to communicate this. If we don't do it when it's direct, it's going to push us. That's why Mercury retrograde isn't difficult for everybody. You just kind of have to be ready. It's kind of like not even a test. It's more of like once it comes on, you're gonna, all of the things that you were trying to avoid are coming in. And then especially right now with Mars, all of the planets are like, they're like pushing us and then pulling us and then pushing us and then pulling us. That's how it feels to me. Like, you know those rides where you go from one side to the other, but you can't, like gravity is pushing you down and there's no way you can get up. That's what it feels like to me. Like the collective is just doing a lot of this. I like rides like that though, so I don't know. I'm having fun. All right, what is the overall advice for Saggies in this situation? For some of you, this is about your finances, and you're going to be asking somebody for help, and that person is going to give it to you. But I do feel like you're checking yourself on how you got here. There's a lot about that, like how did I get here? And the universe is going to say, okay, well, this is how. You thought it would, like at some point you felt like, oh, I'll just spend this, I'll spend this, I'll spend this, I'll have enough. Like, remind yourself that the universe gives you enough, yes, but like it always goes bad when we get not comfortable. Don't take it like that, because I feel like if I say it like that, you guys are gonna be like, oh, well then that means that when it's good, it's gonna turn bad. Not like that. It's more like it's a mindset. Like it's a mindset of when everything starts to get good, and then not when you get comfortable, but when you fall into the energy of like stinginess. Like you're starting to do it, but not out of gratefulness. Like it's not out of gratitude. It's out of like, I want more, I want more, I want more. Remind yourself that gratitude is the thing that brought it to you is the energy that brought it to you in the first place. It has nothing to do with like, oh, but I need to stay on top. Oh, but that person is jealous of me. Oh, but this and that. Like that has nothing to do with that. That's not what brings in your money. Thinking like, oh, I have to look better, I have to bring this. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of people are able to manifest that way. But for whoever I'm reading for, that's not the way that it comes in for you. And remind yourself that it's your reality. You're the creator. So if you believe that you have to think of things a certain way for money to come in, and then once you get to the top, you start questioning yourself, it's like a slippery slope. The moment you get to yes, you're the fool, you're up there, you're having fun. But as soon as somebody says, hey, you're gonna fall, you start to question yourself. You start to say like, oh, okay, so can I actually fall? For some of you, you want to help other people. You want to go out there and do for other people. And there's a part of you that's feeling like you don't have it to give, or like you don't. My love, do it with whatever you can. Like the universe doesn't ask you for much. If you can help one person a day, that is enough. Like the universe isn't asking, like you'll be able to do whatever you can, but just holding yourself back from not doing it and not doing anything is going to be the thing that causes you more pain. And the universe is going to show you, hey, you didn't get here because you didn't move in that direction. We told you which way to go, but you didn't want to. Why? Because you thought that it was going to either be too hard or you didn't have enough. It's kind of like if I told you, I don't know, like go, I don't know why Six Flags keeps coming into my head. I was trying to like think of another one, but Six Flags is the only thing. It's like if I told you have a free pass to Six Flags, I would take it 100. Maybe that's why it came up for me, because I'm thinking about rides and now they're so much fun. Anyway, it's like if I told you got a free pass to something and you didn't use it, that's not, whose fault is that? Like, it's not the person that gave it to you. It's not no. Like, you don't blame, you see how what I mean? Like, we don't blame each other for things like that. We know when we ourselves, like, cheat our way out of something. But when it comes to spirit, we just should have happened. You didn't move. Some of you might need to ask for help, or might need to reach out to a couple of people. I know that that's not easy for you and you do not like it. I can feel it. But it might be time. Queen of Wands. See? Oh, you're doing... No, keep... Yeah, just this time... Well, right now, give yourself a little break, okay? I think that right now you're closing out a very intense cycle. So moving into anything that's... too emotional would, I don't want to say like it'd be too much, but it'd be too fucking much. It'd be too much. I just feel like right now you're taking a break from emotions and connections, and as much as you want to connect to other people and like reach out to someone and like make an attempt to make things right, not necessarily like not get back together, like it doesn't have to be reconciliation, but I can feel it's like clearing the air. You want to clear the air before moving forward, because this is just on your mind. It's something that you can't forget about. It's like you're the fool and you're trying to leave, but you keep wondering if you left the stove on. Like that type of energy. You just keep looking back like, wait, what did I miss? What did I miss? I feel like I missed something. Be careful with that energy too, though, okay? So because you want to remind yourself that you need to be more in love with your future than you are with your past. And when you think about your past all the time, exes, friends, whatever you used to have, old apartments, old houses, old cars, old whatever, as beautiful as it was, it prevents you from living in the present. And then it pushes you into your past. Because remind yourself that your imagination is your printer for the universe. So if you're sitting there thinking about your past or thinking about how an ex did this to you, the universe doesn't know that what you're asking for is good or bad. Because remember, it's us that's deciding that. And good or bad changes every fucking day. Every single day for us. Like, we cannot make up our minds. We're horrible at that. In case you haven't noticed. So just remind yourself of that. Like, the universe doesn't know that what I'm thinking about is bad. So is what I'm thinking about right now going to create something positive in my future? Is it going to create something negative? I could tell that this is really hard for you because my throat chakra is like tiny right now. Tell me about this King of Cups, actually. Free will, exactly. I feel like the universe is going to show you, because remind yourself that the universe isn't pushing us anywhere. Like, yes, there's protection. The universe can protect you from what's coming towards you, but they cannot protect you from what you go into. If you get in the car and you decide to drive all crazy, it doesn't matter how much I love you. I'm not going to get in the, you know what I mean? Like, certain things are meant to happen. Like, we can't get out of it, but most of it is free will. 1000% of it is free will. And the things that we create are even things that are higher self in our timeline and whatever it is that we, again, it's what we create. I know that it's like a really like intense way to look at the world, but it gets easier if you do. It gets easier if you realize, like, I am the one that gets to make the decisions. Like, I don't have to wait. I don't have to, something like that. I don't know. It feels like you, right now, like I said, you were a little angry at God. Like, what the hell? I thought if I was going to do this, then this was going to come in. And the universe was like, well, you forgot to pick this up. We were telling you to pick this up. But you didn't pick this up. You said it was too hard. And so now you got to go back and pick it up. Well, not back. Oh, I shouldn't have said it that way. I'm sorry. I take it back. Take it back. Remember how I was talking about earlier, though, about forgiveness? Told you. Yeah, free will and forgive. You keep asking yourself, like, why is it so hard for me? It's because, my loves, it's hard. You haven't forgiven yet. Remember that when our heart chakra gets blocked, our throat chakra gets blocked because the energy can't rise. When your root chakra is off, all of your chakras are off because the energy cannot rise. The energy needs to rise from within you. The kundalini, whatever you want to call it. Everybody calls it something different. But it needs to rise. Meditation is the best way to do that. And meditation is also the best way to remind yourself that you do have free will. Sometimes we get so lost, like in our phone or in other people's opinions or in other people's anything. Remind yourself that if your energy can move at all, can be moved because of another person, what they say, what they think, their opinion, their whatever, then that person has a say on your future. And if you do not want that, then you cannot care. Does that make, like, you cannot care? The best way to care, well, the way that I do it is through meditation. And I also remind myself, like, yo, ego, chill. Like, I know that it's me, but I always try, like, you need to chill. Like, this person is not your competition. This person is your, like, just your equal. You're this. And tell them, like, I don't know. Whenever my mind starts to try and tell me negative things about something, I try to counter it with 3 nice things that I like. Like, don't let it win. Because remember that your mind is so used to making people the enemy now. Especially in the world that we live in today, it's just easy that way. It's easier that way. It's easier. I keep you at a distance. I don't really trust you. I trust you, but I don't. It's just, yeah, no. And I feel like with that energy, tranquility is going to come. Peace is going to come in. Like, you're just going to feel calmer. You're not going to feel like the world is against you. Remember, if it's you against the world, no wonder it's so fucking scary. I also feel like there is a relationship, it could be from your past, that again, you're going to forgive. Maybe you're going to realize, like, I wasn't that easy of a person to deal with either. And then they're going to realize that too. And just there's going to be forgiveness. Show me what's going to happen with this connection. But you see the fear. I feel like you guys are both really afraid. But it's balancing out. That's the karmic cycle that's ending. Like, the fear that's behind all of this drama. Tell me what the fear is. What are they afraid of? Darkness, hesitation, insecurity. Know that you are protected. Yeah, but okay, that's what I was going to say. But if you stay inside, so they can't protect you from what's coming towards. They can protect you from what's coming towards you, but they can't protect you from what you move into. So if you stay safe in your house, just studying, like, just nothing's going to happen. Well, no, I don't want to say that either, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like, don't make it all, like, technical, because y'all know what I mean. All right, tell me about vibration with fear. See, fear is a lower vibrational energy. And if you are standing in fear, again, the universe doesn't know if it's good. If you're standing in fear, the universe is thinking that you have to fight. And it will make everybody your competition, because that means that your sacral chakra, your community, your connection, the way that you feel safe with other people, that one is off. Remember that when we're born, we come in with the root chakra. It's all about survival. That's why a baby is so afraid. And then once we start to get attached, once we feel safe in our mother's arms or whoever it is that's there, once we feel safe, then our sacral chakra comes on. And then we want to connect. We want to feel like skin to skin, mom to mom. You know what I mean? Like mom to kid. It's just, we want to connect. And then around like the terrible 2s and 3s, that's when the solar plex chakra comes on. Because that's the one that's like, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to try this. I want to try that. But what happens to a kid when they're always being told to shut up and sit down? Like, when all of that happens, like, stop screaming, stop doing this, stop doing that, don't do that, don't do this. When you hear so many don'ts and so many no's and so many this, you get used to the world telling you that. And so when you start growing up, you naturally, your solar plex chakra will tell you no, and it will shut off the moment you start to go against or want to go for anything. Remind yourself of that. That's not your natural energy. My natural energy is like a child. I do get to go and go and go and go and go. When we're children, we're so happy because we're present. We're here. We talk about it all the time. Like, I was so happy when I was younger. Like, when I was a kid or when I was this. Some people have really fucked up childhood. But even like, so even them, like so many people, I've heard people with a very intense childhood, and they talk about how much in certain areas of it, like, of their life, like they were really happy. And then when you feel love, your heart chakra turns on. And then when you're able to forgive, it just helps with forgiveness. It helps with flowing. It helps with connection. It helps with yeah. But it's very hard if the energy doesn't rise in you, especially with the fear, because fear is very heavy. Fear is, okay, whatever you put matter into, whatever you make very intense matter of, like, what you make matter is going to be very heavy. And matter is like rocks, right? Matter, like everything put together, it eventually turns solid. Same thing. Matter manifests that fast. When you make it matter, when you put so much importance on something, it grows very quickly. The beautiful part of it is that the same thing happens when you feel happy and when you forgive. like that energy of manifestation comes in, and it's easier, and you don't get so confused, and you don't feel so afraid. I think that there was a relationship here that there's a need for forgiveness, because there's a lot of blame on each other for the things that, like, of the past and what you guys have both been dealing with. And I think that now you two are realizing, like, I blamed you for my stuff, and I blamed you for my stuff. It doesn't, for some of you, it doesn't mean you guys are going to get back together, but it does feel like you two are going to come to, like, a place where, I don't know, I like it. Somebody could have cheated with a karmic partner, though. So somebody maybe just doesn't trust the relationship anymore. For one person, it might be dead. Like, I don't know how to accept you or take you back. Like, you kind of broke this, so I forgive you. And some of you are realizing this needed to happen so that I could be the fool and let this go, because maybe this person was like a counterfeit version. I don't know why I just heard that. Version of your past person. And in order for you to let go of, like, the pain and forgive them, then you need to forgive this person. Remember, it's like a chain. It really is a chain. When you connect, because your boyfriend or your girlfriend will always be the same every single time. They're going to be like a little bit better, but they're going to be very similar to your past. That's why we're like, fuck, this person reminds me of my ex. Because that's what you're going to naturally attract. So once you attract it, once they come in, remind yourself that when you forgive them, it breaks the chain, like from you to everybody else that was behind them, and everybody, even down to the core, like, it's like the match. I like to look at it that way. So I look at it like all of them holding on to, I probably shouldn't, like one person holding on to the string, and then just it like kind of burning down, like all the way to the last person. And then you'll be free, and then you'll go, my Saggies. Look at you. Some of you are going to stay single, though. I do have to say, like, you're not ready for it. And this person really did hurt you, and you want to make sure that you're okay before you move forward, which I totally respect. But I feel like something's going to come in quickly after, because this King of Pentacles, I heard the song, the part where it says, you're just too good to be true, can't take my eyes off of you. So, I don't know. All right, my loves. Oh, I like that song. Okay. I love you guys. Praise to the Most High for allowing me to be your messenger. We'll talk soon. Bye, Saggy.